Hey, welcome back, guys. So today's session is about HTML Webpack plugin. How can we create HTMLs through the bundler? Uh, so just closing all the files and yeah. So let's just start with it. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to create an HTML file in distribution folder, that dist folder. So I'll just go ahead and create a new file and I'll just name it index.html. And what I'll do is inside my index.html I'll just go ahead and just put this code over here. So if you can see, I have my index file, index.html. It's a proper HTML template. I have a header which says project, and there's a body in which I have just put a p tag which says content goes here, and again I have script source tag, that is app.bundle.js. This is nothing but the bundle.js which has been created by Webpack. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and say open a default browser. If you can see over here, I am able to see my HTML. At the same time, you can see there's the console.log is also seen over here. So that's completely fine. But the best part over here is you really don't need to create HTML files on your own. Rather than that, you can ask Webpack to do the same for you, so that you can also bundle HTMLs with the other JS file which we have seen so far. So for that, what you have to really do is you have to install an npm, a package which is called as HTML Webpack plugin, which I'm going to do. So I'm just going to say npm install, and I'm going to do is HTML hyphen webpack hyphen plugin. Okay, but you also have to do is save dev, right? That is much more important, which I have just you know skipped by mistake. So okay, so save dev. So it'll install and it'll go into package.json and it'll just be with the webpack dev dependencies, and you'll be able to see it over here because you're installing with it with uh, you know uh, save dev. Let's just wait for a minute and it would be installed for us. Okay, so meanwhile it is getting installed, we'll just go and see. I'm here for HTML Webpack plugin. Over here you can see the source code for the same, and again you know it has been given over here how to use it. It is a third-party add-on, and what is the basic usage and how to use it. So if at all you guys really want to have any deep dive into the plugin, how to use it, because it is an external plugin, please feel free and come here and have a look over here. Like, all the configuration is given over here. Generating multiple HTML files, writing your own templates of HTML for the distribution, everything, filtering chunks, etc, etc. There are a lot of stuff to be done over here. So I think so we have done with HTML Webpack plugin over here. I'll just close this off. Moving ahead, I'll just go to Webpack config, and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, okay, uh, I'm just going to import my plugin over here so that I can use it. This is nothing on my Webpack plugin. At the same time, what I am going to do over here is, yes, I'm going to say, think about plugins, and my plugins would be an array and nothing else, and I'm just going to say the same thing. I'm just going to call this particular module over here. That is what I'm going to do. But if you can come over here and if you see, the output is not only file name, it is bifurcated into two properties, that is path and file name. So we are also going to do the same over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to say, I'm just going to go ahead and change this particular thing to something like this. So you can see now output is nothing but path, which, and over here path would never take you know associative path. It'll take absolute path. That's the reason there is a node. um, it is a global variable which holds the directory name, and directory name inside which, and we have to find the dist folder at the same time, which is the file name which we are going to use. And yes, okay, so now what we're going to do is, this is fine for us. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to rename this particular HTML to index hyphen old, so that we have this particular thing with us. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to say npm run dev. So once I hit this particular command, the HTML, the webpack is going to, it is going to create an HTML for us directly. Uh, but I don't think so. We have missed some things over here. No, we have not missed anything. No, we have actually missed over here something, and that is nothing going to be. We have to provide a configuration, and how I am going to do that, no, I don't think so. We have to do that anyways. Let's just go ahead and see what happens. So once I hit enter, so you can see now HTML file is created, and it is created directly via, and this is the old file and this is the new file which is created by Webpack for us. The same thing which we did manually over here is, it is done by Webpack for us directly. But this is not enough for us. The reason being, the HTML is really not what we want. What we had done was, we had a title called project, and there was a custom content over here inside body. You can see there's nothing like that over here. So just to achieve those particular things, what really you can, what really you can do is, what really you can go ahead and do over here is, you can just go over here and you can add some configurations. The first configuration is nothing going to be my title, and my title is going to be nothing but project, and this particular project is going to have something called, we can pass a template to it, like what kind of template you want to create an HTML file for. And what I'm going to do is, again the same thing, I'm going to create a directory name, and I'm going to append it to something called an HTML file, which I'm going to just write in my source. So there's nothing but index.js. Okay, so that's cool. What I'm going to do is, I'm just going to go here into source, and I'm going to create a new file, and it's going to be index.html. Index.html. I'm really sorry, over here you have to just change it to index.html. At the same time, I'll just go ahead and I'll just put my code over there, so that we don't lose on, time anyway. So I just go ahead, and in my index.html, again it is the same content with what was written in old, but I have not included anything over here. So this is fine. This is going to work good for us. So now what I'm going to do is, again I'm going to just go ahead and say npm run dev. Okay, so it is giving me an error over here, and it says that it cannot resolve. The reason being, the path is not written correctly. So I just save it. I just clear the stuff out, and I just do the same thing, npm run dev. Yes, so now you can see that it has done properly in your index.html. Again, now my index old and my new index HTML is created, it is exactly the same. You can see how we are achieving it through HTML. At the same time, it is not only HTML which you can do. You can go ahead and rename it as, EJS. It is embedded JS, which is understood by Node. And now if you can go over here into the webpack config, you can go here and say EJS. So if I save it over here, and when I say, first let me just clear the stuff out, because there's a lot of errors. And when I say that, it goes ahead and create HTML file from my index.js EJS file as well. But if you are not known to it, or there's some way, there's a learning curve to understand index EJS embedded JS, you can go ahead and do it with HTML as well. But there's one more thing, right? If you can see, the HTML is quite readable, and if at all there are some configuration which I'm going to show you, which would help you to minify the stuff out in index.js. So you can just go ahead and you can say minify, and my minify would be having nothing but this collapsible, there's nothing but collapsible white space. You can go say and set it as true. And one more thing. Okay, so that is something which we can do. Now let me just go ahead and see what happens to your index. Not this one, this one. Right, let me see what happens over here. So once I do this, you can see all the white spaces are gone completely. This is what the configuration does. It is exactly the same how minify works for JS. If you can also see over here, if there's app.bundle.js, but there is a way wherein you can use a unique name for your bundled JS, so that you can version them properly, and it would be easy for you to track what all change was given into some kind of releases. So for that, you have to just go into webpack config, and you have to just say hash, and you just have to go and say think about true. So once you do that, and let me just run it again, just go ahead and npm run dev. So now you can see into your index notation, there is nothing but a new unique number which is given over here. So if you can just see the end of these particular number is nothing but ef7. If I go ahead and again run a dev, come on. Okay, so if I just go and okay, so somehow the number is different. It is not exactly the same. It is D299 something like that. So trust me, it is changing. Let me do it again. Okay, so again, but this is what it is going to do. Yeah, so this nothing, it is nothing but it will just add some hashes to your file, which will help you to version your code. So thanks a lot guys for this.